In this video, you're about to discover a simple way of generating high-quality, high-converting leads, and that's through an AI lead magnet. Just as the name suggests, this is a tool that attracts and qualifies leads using AI. And the way this video is structured out is we're going to start with the why, the shift, the simple steps, the build and demonstration, and finally, the results. So feel free to skip ahead to a chapter that you want. But for you to get the most value out of this video, I recommend you watch the full thing. So let's get started. The why. Because most coaches are burning thousands of Facebook ads that barely convert. They're building complex funnels that lead prospects at every stage. They're grinding out on YouTube, hoping to get noticed. They're writing endless newsletters that nobody's reading. And they're spending hours on social media with little show for it. And not to knock that any one of these things aren't working, but using this tool is a much simpler way of generating not just leads, but high quality and high converting leads. Moving over to the shift. Smarter coaches are just using one tool to generate qualified leads consistently, pre-screen prospects automatically, understand clients' needs deeply, warm up leads before the first call, and they're doing it all without a complex system. So now what are the simple steps that we can take to build this thing out? So first, we create a personalized AI agent that specializes in your coaching niche. This assistant lives on your preferred traffic source, whether that's a webinar, whether that's a funnel, or attached to any one of your content, whether that's a short form, long form video, it's a blog post, or your website. As prospects interact with it, it identifies their core challenges, it assesses their readiness for your offer, it provides valuable initial guidance upfront, and it also collects key information about their needs. And at the end, it seamlessly transitions qualified leads to your preferred site. So for example, if you were to use this as a pre-registration for your webinar, you'd send out an email or a text or an SMS saying, hey, before you hop into the webinar, it would be very helpful and valuable for you to take this quiz. It's going to help you understand even more of what we're going to talk about in the webinar. Then after you deliver that value in your webinar, you have their own key unique circumstances and challenges and where they're at, as well as their information to reach out to and tailor your marketing to your audience and dial it up even more so that you can ultimately increase your conversion rates. Heading over to the build and demonstration. We're using two platforms, VoiceFlow and Make.com. And to start it off, I'm going to head to VoiceFlow right now. I've done countless other videos and showing how these two platforms interact with each other. So if you want to learn more about that, you can head over to my other videos and learn that. But over here, I'm just going to give you guys a quick walkthrough and just show you the benefits and just how simple it is to build out this tool. So to build out the agent, we're using VoiceFlow. Go ahead in the designer. All right. So the first thing that you're going to do is upload your knowledge base, which is your expertise and the information that the agent is going to draw from to give your users their personalized insights. After you upload your knowledge base, we're now going to build out the workflow, build out the conversational structure. So I've separated this into 3 workflows. So you have your start and capture, your assessment, and your lead send. Starting off the build with the start and capture, this is where we're capturing the leads information and just anything else you want to know. We're letting them know about the assessment, how long it's going to take, and all those initial steps. So we have it here. It's a simple step. All you're doing is, and again, I've laid out another video similar to this on building this thing out step by step. So we're just having message blocks over there, right? Dragging them onto the Canva. And then we're just typing out what we want the agent to say. So if it's a message block, it's something that they want the agent to say. And if it's a listen block, it's information that we're getting from the user. So here we have a couple message blocks, telling them about the quiz, and then prompting them to give us their information. Keep in mind that to follow with data guidelines, we're also asking for their consent to communicate with them about their report so that everything is following the rules. If they do accept, we move on to the next workflow. If they don't, we have a message over there that invites them to come back whenever they're ready. Heading over to the assessment now. It's a simple assessment, just consisting of 5 questions with 5 key areas. All right, I actually forgot to mention. So this is in the case of a business growth coach, and this is more of an assessment that he'd have. Not something that we've done our research and we found that this is what business growth coaches want, but it's just something that I generated with ChatGPT. So the first topic is attracting new clients. The second one is the offer and positioning. The third is the closing and sales. 4 is the systems and automation. And 5 is the scaling and revenue growth. So each of these areas have their own questions, and you're going to see how all these tie together when I'm doing the demonstration. So we just have a first question, and then we're giving the users options to choose. That way they don't have to work too much by typing in all that information. So we're giving them options, just 4 options for each question. After the user selected all their options, we're now having a prompt step over here. So first we have the knowledge-based search, all right? And then it's working with the voice flow memory. So everything that has been said in this conversation is going to be used in this knowledge-based search. And then we're saving the chunks. We're saving the variable to chunks. So this is where all that information is getting saved at. The chunk limit is set to 3, meaning the number of chunks that the AI model is gonna get to generate a response. After we have the knowledge-based search, we now have a prompt step. And you can create your own prompt by simply adding it or just hitting edit prompt. So this is the prompt that we have for this business growth agent, right? You're an AI business growth assistant designed to provide high quality personalized insights and actual recommendations for users taking the quiz. This tool helps them understand their business strengths, identify key areas for improvement, and gain clarity on the next steps, as well as all the other good stuff that we have over here. We're using conversational history and the user inputs and everything to get this thing running. Also, again, you're going to have access to the templates, the prompts, and everything for this project file. Once the user is done selecting their options, this generates a response in seconds, and then we're sent to the lead send step, to the lead send workflow. And this is now where we connect Make.com with VoiceFlow via a webhook. So immediately after they're done with their options, they get their personalized feedback, and then we send all that information to a Google Sheet, or you can send it to any other CRM that you prefer. But for this example, we're using a Google Sheet. And to do that, we're heading over to Make. So first, before that, we're getting an API block, all right? And we're getting a GET request link from Make.com. And then essentially, every variable that we created in this conversation has some stored information in it. So the report, which is the whole voice flow memory, the whole conversation, the whole assessment, the first name, the last name, and the email that we got at the start of this assessment. And then if it's a success, we have this message over here. If it's a fail, we prompt the user to try again. So at this step over here, we could actually automate this process even further and route the users based on whatever scores they had or whatever results that they had during the assessment. So say if a user scored 4 out of 20, we could route them to a few free resources, to a few videos for them to learn more. If this user is a bit higher on the end and it looks like an ideal client for you, we can route them to book a call. And it all works automatically. But for this simple example, we're just going to leave it at that, and we're going to have all the information in the Google Sheet. So head on over to make.com. All right. Quickly, it's very straightforward. Just hit templates and then navigate to this template over here, webhook to Google Sheets. So I already have it over here. It's an active scenario. And again, I've done this before in my other videos, which is why I'm just running through it right now. It's so simple to create. All you do is just get that template, click the webhook, all right, name it, and then you want to copy this link over here, go back to VoiceFlow, and that's the link that you're going to paste right over here. You're going to hit send request to test it. So just enter a bunch of dummy information, head back to make to determine that data structure. Once that's done, you click save. After that, you're going to create a Google Sheet, which I've already done over here. All right, with all the details that you already set in VoiceFlow. Come back to make and then set up this Sheets module. So just look for the Google Sheet that you created, my drive, leads, and then the sheet name. If you contains headers over there, and it's just as simple as, if I'm going to delete that, just as simple as dragging or dropping, dragging and dropping, or just clicking the variable in there. And once that's done, hit save. All right, hit run, and then save that scenario. Make sure it's on. Make sure it is set to immediately as data arrives. And you're good. So now, testing out this assessment. So just hit anywhere on the Canva, and just down over here, we can open up the demonstration and start this assessment. So as you can see, we have this cool looking AI interface for our quiz. So actually, you can set it to appear as a normal chatbot, or you can have this pop over, which I really like. It was just a recent update by VoiceFlow. And you can also remove that powered by VoiceFlow down over here and customize this to your needs. Like you can, there's full control on how you want this to look. But this is just how I did it for the sake of this demonstration. So hey there, this is a short 5-question quiz that takes about 60 seconds and scores you out of 20. Let's dive in. But before we begin, I need to get your details. Okay, so first name, Shalom Banda. It's b@gmail.com. Yes, you have consent. Let's just say I've dabbled in paid ads and funnels, but there's also hit or miss. How do potential clients react to you present your offer? I get interest, but people want to push back. So you can see we have this lovely interface as your users are going through this quiz. Very easy, less than 60 seconds. Boom. I'm just going to hit that. And as you can see, it's now generating a response based on the options, based on my options, based on my responses that I put in. I scored 10 out of 20. And it's giving me personalized insights in each and every one of those areas. And this is looking good. And it's saying, I hope this helped you get a little more clear and grow your business. All the best, Shalom. And that's how it is. And if we can go to the spreadsheet over here, we can actually see the full conversation history and the result, as well as the score. So you can manually add this to whatever segment or audience in your CRM, or we can actually have it custom built to filter these leads and send them to whatever CRM or offer that you have. And finally, to touch up this video, we have the results. So coaches using this system could see a 70% reduction in unqualified leads, a 3% increase in discovery call show-up rates, a 40% higher conversion rates, all while spending less on marketing. If you'd like a similar solution built, just comment ready and I'll send you a link to book in a free 15-minute strategy call on how we can build this up for your coaching business. With that said, thanks for watching, stay blessed, and I will see you in the next video.